we're going to stick on the topic of head coaches, and I've got a little bit of a game. We don't have to be like, a little game for you both. We're just like Channel 5 over here. Only I'm not paying for you to go to American City. That's the only thing. There's no prize at the end of this, I'm afraid. But the prize is pride. In fact, there's not even a prize. I don't know why I said there was a prize. I'm sorry. It's just not in the budget right now. But if you subscribe to AutoGM using our code franchise tag, we may have enough money to give out prizes. You never know. I have a list of all the coaches that have currently got a losing record, and I'd probably say hot seat and safe space. I suppose, should we call it that? Hot seat, safe space. That's a nice little ring to it, I think. So I'm going to list them. And I will go Andrew, then Adam, vice versa. We can get each other's opinion if you want to jump in on it as well. That's fine. It would be great if one of you was AFC and NFC, but you both support NFC teams. So we're just going to go through it as I've listed it. So, Andrew, we'll start with you. The Cleveland Browns head coach, Kevin Stefanski, currently 1-5. Hot seat or safe space?
I think he's probably on the hot seat. He shouldn't be because of what he's achieved while he's been there. He's won Coach of the Year twice, hasn't he? But I think the general manager, the owner, should I say, wants Shador in. And if he wants Shador in at quarterback, he's going to have to get rid of his head coach. So I think he might be forced out because he has a different vision to the owner. So that might put him on the hot seat right there, unless he put Shador in, because that's the guy that Haslam wanted, wasn't it?
On the flip side of what we were just talking about, Callahan goes out of Tennessee. Sorry, Stefanski gets out of Browns and then goes straight to Tennessee. Maybe that could be definitely an interesting one. Adam, do you concur?
Yeah, I kind of do. I don't think he will go anywhere though, because I think he will come to the realization that Dylan Gabriel is a bit rubbish. And we saw that, didn't we? We saw that he wasn't very good and that there's only so much he can do. So I think he'll come to that realization pretty quickly.
Their defense is really good as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are they ranked in defense? So they're near the top, aren't they?
They must be pretty.
I think they were like one of the top ranked defenses and the worst offenses. I think they were like.
I will have a look at that. I mean, he is a culture setter. I think so. I think he's a really good coach. Like you said, he's won Coach of the Year twice, like you referred to, and it's just such a bad organization, isn't it? It's just such a bad organization, and the defense as well. We talked about devoid of talent a minute ago. They are currently the 22nd ranked defense.
I thought they were higher than that. I thought they were a lot higher than that.
One behind one's New York Giants.
But I think they've been on the field a lot, haven't they?
I mean, yeah, it doesn't help. And they didn't play well against the Steelers either, I suppose.
No.
Adam.
Yes.
The New York Jets, Aaron Glenn, currently 0-6. Hot seat, safe space.
Safe space. He's only been there for 6 games, for crying out loud. Justin Fields just holds on to the ball forever.
It's very interesting that all the coaches we're going to go through, everyone's saying about Aaron Glenn, but Dan Campbell didn't win any games in his first season. Like,
leave him there.
He worked for Dan Campbell doesn't mean he is Dan Campbell. Like, come on.
No, but you have to give him time. And the problem is like the quarterback is not great. The O-line has not been fantastic. So, there are reasons that this has happened. And I just think, I know a lot of people are going to say the defense should be better, but I thought the defense did really well against the Broncos. I mean, you were there and
they made Bo look superbly average.
Exactly. So I thought they did pretty well. So I know they've struggled at the beginning, but they look pretty well. And yeah, keep him there. It's mental to get rid of him this early.
Mental, Andrew, or?
Oh, I'm not sure it's mental. I understand where Adam's coming from. This isn't really long enough for him to sort of set the tone, but he's a defensive, like-minded head coach, and their defense has been really, really bad. He's a secondary guy, and the secondary has been probably the worst bit about them. some of the play calling as well as a head coach. You know, the debacle with the fake punt and then running and letting the clock turn out. And
mate,
I'm worried he's a Freddie Kitchens, and it's just this is too overwhelming for him, and this isn't the right.
But if we keep him in, they might go 0-70.
Yeah, maybe
it could happen.
Would be
Don't
fun.
take this away from us.
I also don't think they're using Justin Fields correctly. I think he doesn't know how to use him. You know,
all he needs to do is learn how to throw the ball. What is it with you? Hang on a minute. I know we're going off topic here. What is it with you and quarterbacks that can't throw the ball away? If it isn't him, it's bloody Sanders. It's always the same thing with you.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying like you know, if they use him correctly, they're going to be amazing. I'm just saying stop. You know, get him out of the pocket. He's doing like 7-step drop back passes. That's not his game. Like, just get him out, get him moving, get him throwing the ball, run him if you want. You know, he can run the ball, and they're not doing that with him. And I think that stems from the head coach not picking the right team around him. So maybe Aaron Glenn needs to have a shuffle with his coaching staff, maybe. And I agree with Adam that this isn't enough games, but it looks too much of a big job for him. I'm worried that this is one step too far, and he's out of his depth.
Two bad franchises straight off the bat. We'll go into a third one with you, Andrew. Miami, Mike McDaniel, currently 1-5. Hot seat, safe space.
It's got to be the hot seat. I'm not sure how he's still got a job. I'm not sure how did he
I'm shocked he wasn't the first one.
Yeah, how was he not the first? And why was he still the coach going into this year? That is also a shock for me. Don't think he'll be on the market too long once he gets sacked. I think Philadelphia Eagles might be giving him a call, and I think they're waiting for him to become available so he can be their offensive coordinator, because I do think he's good at that. I think he's a good offensive coordinator, and I just don't think he's not built like a head coach, is he? You know, he's not
he's only little. Leave him alone.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He's not a big alpha.
If he went to the coach combine, he'd be a 7th-round pick. Let's be honest. He wouldn't be, you know.
You put him up against Dan Campbell, like in a room. Who are you listening to? I think he's just there's a lack of respect. We know that. You've got Tua again, another guy calling them out at the podium. There's people not been turning up to meetings, training sessions. We've had that with the veterans last year. I just don't think he commands a room as a head coach. I think he's a coordinator, isn't he?
I would usually go, Adam, what do you think? But I know Adam completely echoes your thoughts, so I'm just going to move on straight away. Because this one might be interesting for Adam. Baltimore Ravens, John Harbaugh, currently 1-5.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, this one, isn't it? He's been there it is a difficult one. He's been there for a long time, and that defense is really struggling. I think there's a lot of this can be done on injuries. So I think because of that, it's worth him staying and keeping going here. I actually think that they probably need to change their defensive coordinator, is what I would say. Rather than him. I don't feel like the defense has done very well over the last couple of years with, I've forgotten his name, it's something Orr. Is it Zach Orr?
Michael.
It's not Michael Orr. Michael Orr's the guy from Blindside.
It must be Zach Orr.
Is it Zach Orr? I think it is. They've struggled under him, the defense, over the last couple of years, and that's the big problem. But yeah, a lot of this is on injuries, so it is harsh. He's been a really good coach for a long time, so I'd say you keep him. And I think that once Lamar is back, they'll be a lot better.
It is Zach Orr.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely not Michael O'Hare. Andrew, what do you think on that? You seem like you were like, no, he needs to go.
Who you think he should go?
It sounded like you thought that maybe he should be going for the show.
No. This is an easy stick with him. Let him have a down season. It's not a problem. He's had injuries. Like Adam said, they had. I always say his name wrong. I'm going to say McDonald. Correct, isn't it?
Mike McDonald, yeah,
at the Seahawks. I always go for McDaniels and McDonald.
I get confused all the time.
And then I had Jesse Minter as well, and then obviously he went to go and play with the other Harbaugh. So they have struggled at the defense since they've swapped the coordinators around. I think Jim Harbaugh's is John Harbaugh, sorry, is another
You've
level.
done exactly what I do all the time as well. I can never remember which one it is. Yeah, just the Harbaugh brother.
Yeah, I just think who you getting that's better than him? Who are you getting that can do what he can do with an organization? You know, I don't think it's sensible for them to move off of him. Once he gets Lamar back as well, you know, what if they win if they win 7 games this year? It's fine, isn't it? For me, that's all right. They miss out on it 1 year, and then go again, have some better picks, and be stronger next year. I don't think they should move on from him.
Cincinnati Bengals, Andrew, Zach Taylor, 2-4 at the minute.
Yeah.
This is one I was very, very keen on being in the hot seat at the start of the season. If in fact, all 3 of us were on that episode, if I recall.
Well, I think you may as well just let him finish the year and sack him. No, I mean, yeah, I think you were right. We said this, didn't we? We said when you it was your hot take for the year. If Burrow gets injured, then you know that'll be the reason that he keeps his job. But they're not very. Browning hasn't really worked. They have looked a bit better with Flacco, so he has done something about it. But I just don't think he's going to do enough. He's going to be on the hot seat, and they're going to be talking about it. So even if he turns it round and they look all right, I think he'll still go.
Has he done anything about it, or has the GM done something about it?
I'd like to hope it was a joint thing. No.
Well, I don't know because I don't think he's very good at what he does. So I think it was probably the GM that's done it. So
possibly.
Houston Texans, Adam DeMarco Ryan or D'Amico Ryan. Sorry, not DeMarco.
Yeah,
Ryan, 2-3.
It's a weird one, isn't it? This one because the offense has been really poor. But it kind of sort of like it came back to life a little bit. But it was up against the Ravens when they played in week 5. I think you keep him. The defense is really, really good. And I think it's just a few tweaks that are needed on the offense. Possibly a new offensive coordinator.
But Joe Mixon hasn't been there.
Another one.
Yeah, another one. I think they need another one. Just keep chucking offensive coordinators at it.
So Adam's fine for quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I say fire them. Get rid of all of them. Yeah, they're useless, honestly. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I think that you got to give D'Amico Ryans the time, and that
he's had quite a bit of time though, Adam.
Has he? Because
he's had about 2-3 years.
He was with Stroud, wasn't he? So it's like, is this the 3rd year that Ryan's?
I think.
Yeah. So I feel like first year was very good. Second year was a down one, and this one it's. I feel like they've kind of put too much, sort of like they've gone too much into Joe Mixon is what I think the problem is there, and there's almost like too much money's been put into that, and thinking that he's going to be fit, and it just hasn't happened. So I'd keep him for the rest of this season. See what they do.
Seems like you're agreeing with that, Andrew. You're nodding your head.
I think the organisation as well. I think they're on board with him, building with him. It seems like they let some players go, they moved some O-line, so they knew they weren't going to be as good this year. So I think they're kind of under the understanding, it's going to be a bit of a down year, but we've got the right guy, so let's move forward. They made some nice picks in the draft with a lot of youngsters there now, so I think they can push on in the future. So I'd keep him around.
The 2-4 Las Vegas Raiders with Pete Carroll. That's to you, Andrew.
Oh, it's to me, isn't it?
It
is. It's a stick. I think they're. I think they missed with the quarterback. I think that's their issue.
Oh, I really thought you were about to say they missed with the running back. Out on Ashton Genty after 6 weeks.
No, definitely not. I think they missed with the quarterback, and that's their problem. Still a good coach. I think they'll get that right eventually. I'm sticking with him.
He needs a minute, doesn't he, Adam? He's been out of the league for a year, 2 years now, was it? And then he's come back in. I think he needs a minute to get himself back adjusted.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine, and he will bring a culture to it as well. So it's like you want to keep him in there, and yeah, like Andrew said, the quarterback I think is probably where they've gone wrong. Yeah, give him a few bit longer.
Adam, Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer, 2-3-1. This is a weird one for me, like a real weird.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't get rid of him now. He's just started, isn't he? He's only been there this year, and I think that you wanna keep him in there. But I will come out and say that I think that the organisation has very much let this team down by hiring Matt Eberflus as defensive coordinator. And then I think the organisation has let Matt Eberflus down by trading away Mick Parsons. So
it's like the
I think-
Spider-Man meme when everyone's pointing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
It's your fault. It's your fault. No, it's your fault.
It's been a bit of a balls up all round, to be honest. So I would keep him. I think you're actually seeing Dak is playing pretty well and
Best
almost
he's
like
played in a long time.
yeah, and I think that's you've got to give the head coach a bit of credit for that. So I think I'd keep him, see how he goes, and yeah, he's doing all right.
I'm gonna skip one on my list and go next, Andrew, with New Orleans Saints, Kellen Moore, 1-5.
Yeah, I'm sticking with him again. I think the Saints have been good. Spencer Rattler is playing a decent level. We thought this team was going to be awful, and I think they're putting up a good fight in games. I think they're showing what I said that the Titans weren't. They're playing games, they're playing hard, they're playing football. So I'm keeping him around. I think you keep him around and you build around that because they look exciting to watch each week if you're a fan, knowing that you're going to be bad. If that makes sense, it's all you want. If you know you're going to be bad, if you can find a light in watching them, then I think
there's a way to lose.
Yeah.
There's a way to lose, isn't there? And they're losing in quite a stylish fashion in a way. Kellen Moore is bringing something. We knew he would, Adam, didn't we? Like he was a really great offensive coordinator for the Eagles, so I think we knew he was going to do something.
Yeah, I think he's done really well for them. I mean, look, you've got to understand this team is in absolute cap hell, and it's going to take forever for them to be able to get round and become competitive again. So, I think that this is something that you have to expect. But they're winning. They're giving it a try. Like every game, they are going out there really trying hard for him and doing really well. So yeah, you keep him. We just have to remember this next year at this time, because it's probably going to be not too dissimilar. It's going to take a few years for this to turn around for them. So,
well, I intentionally skipped a name because I wanted to
I
go to
wondered
Adam
why.
with the New York Giants, Brian Daboll, currently 2-4, hot seat, safe space.
Did I get
the Jackson?
This is Adam.
No, it's
Adam. It's me. You be quiet over there, you Giants fan. Honestly, I tell you. I think you keep him. I think it would be crazy to get rid of him now that you've just turned over to Jackson Dart. And the whole point of keeping him and keeping Shane as general manager was that they hadn't been able to draft their quarterback. Now they've reached the point where very early on in the season they have pivoted to the quarterback. So you've got to let it play out. You can't do anything else. And I think that you have to give them time with the new quarterback and see them develop and see how it goes. So I would keep him. And I think the idea of getting rid of him would just be going round in circles and doing something so stupid. So watch him do it.
I can imagine that's pretty much your sentiment as well, Andrew, being the Giants fan you are. It would be silly at this point. It'd be silly.
Yeah, I think if it continues the way it's going with Dart, then you've got to say that he's done a good job, because like I say, he
let's
didn't
let's see what the record's like for the rest of the season first.
Well, I don't think the record
start
needs
throwing
to be
around
good, though.
adjectives like good. You know,
The record doesn't need to be fantastic.
No, it doesn't. No.
If Dart looks good and looks like you can move forward with him as a franchise quarterback, he's done a good job because he's picked the right guy and they've drafted well. The Cam Scatterboo looks great, and you know they've got again, they're another team now for me. I'm now as a fan excited to watch my team play. I want to turn on the telly. I want to see how it's going. If win or lose. When I watched them play the Saints, I was like, wow, there was a lot of mistakes in that, but I enjoyed watching it, which last year I did not. It was unwatchable. So there's a lot to like about this. And you, like Adam said with his ethos, you don't want to be sacking him and getting someone in to then go, oh, Jackson Dart isn't the way I play football. And I think we're seeing, you know, when we look at the likes of Drake May and how much he's kicked on now and the aspects of what Dart has looked like, I think you've got to follow those two closely as a career. Where was May last year? Where's Dart this year? And then see where you can then go with that, because I think they're on a similar trajectory with the style of play. So, and where they came in and who they had with them. So I think John Mara as well, he doesn't want to be searching for another head coach, GM combo again. So I think he might stick with them and give them a bit more time again.
Okay, well, to finish this off, Andrew, Arizona Cardinals, Jonathan Glennon, 2-4.
I mean, he was another one I thought shouldn't be around. Surprised that he kept his job. I don't know. They looked better, didn't they, without Kyler Murray as their quarterback? And that was a take we had, wasn't it, at the start of the season? There'd be a big clear out here. Kyler Murray be gone and Gannon be gone as well. So, I think they'll keep him for the rest of the year. And then I think it might be time to shake hands and I think it'll be probably a Joe Brady that they go after, won't it?
I think mass clear out's pending for them. Mass clear out. Kyler, the works.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that. Punching your players is never a great sign.
Great look. But not that I condone that at all. But what are you playing at on the goal line there? Like he should be chewed out. He should be chewed out for that, of course. But I don't condone the hitting him, of course. I don't.
Yeah. But it's not a great start. It's not, you know, it doesn't look great, and you know, and being fined by the team rather than the NFL. Maybe now that could be that the NFL pushed it, but you know that also doesn't look great. I kind of agree with you. The whole thing with it's not really working with Kyler Murray. It all kind of feels like it's going to be a bit nothingy this season, and it's like, how many years do you want to keep going down that route? Which I think it's probably time for him to move on. Just quickly, any other teams? Because I know you've done all the losing record teams, but I didn't know if anyone felt that any of the ones that would actually, like, you know, were on borrowed time, despite the fact had a winning record.
I mean, we know how I feel about Mike Tomlin, but it's going well.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to bring him up that you wanted him gone. Then I was
no, it's going well, but I'm just saying that like he's one that suddenly capitulated now.
I think Sean McDermott's on the hot seat.
Interesting.
I think he's got to be on the hot seat. I know they've only lost 2 games, but he doesn't seem to be able to get the team right every year. We were saying, me and Adam had a conversation 3 weeks ago, and we looked at their schedule and went, can you see them losing a game? And we were like, do you know what? They could go unbeaten. And they've lost 2 games now and didn't play great in either of those games. And we said that this year for the Bills, it was kind of Super Bowl or bust, wasn't it, for them? If you know, the championship game would still be good, but I think he's got to be on the hot seat if it continues this way, because you know, it's the same story every single year. He can't quite get over the hurdle, and this team doesn't seem to be able to get the O-line right. It doesn't seem it's now not great on defense, and we're saying that the secondary is not good again, and it's the same story, and it seems to have plateaued. So I think he might be on the hot seat. Or the
be very
warm seat.
interesting.
Don't know what
The
you want
warm,
to call
the
it.
warm seat.
The
The
warm
lukewarm seat.
seat.